morning and welcome to Pitt to the Point. I'm Donnie Blackwell.
And I'm Erin Clark. Pitt to the Point is your Emmy Award-nominated weekly one-hour news and magazine program that airs live from the state-of-the-art Pitt studios.
Pitt to the Point covers everything from the University of Pittsburgh to the City of Pittsburgh, as well as national and international news, events, people, and stories.
We are back with your favorite segments as well as new features, including weekly live reports about all of our incredible University of Pittsburgh regional campuses.
We have a new segment called Crossing Over at Pitt. It showcases how different departments and schools at Pitt collaborate for the most innovative teaching in the country.
And we will be joined live by our affiliate college and high school partners and their student anchors who will tell you what's going on in their schools and their communities.
And of course, we'll continue to bring you the most up-to-date news from the world of politics, sports, medicine, and entertainment in the city of Pittsburgh and at the University of Pittsburgh.
We start our show today with an update on the controversy surrounding the 2024 presidential race. Last year, 6 Colorado voters implored that their state exclude former President Donald Trump from the presidential primary ballot.
This was due to the claim that Trump participated in an insurrection during the attack on the Capitol on January 6, 2021, violating the 14th Amendment. Yesterday, February 8th, the Supreme Court discussed Trump's eligibility to run.
With worries about one state having the power to determine candidates on a national ballot, it seems likely the Supreme Court will overturn Colorado's decision to ban Trump from the ballot.
Our political reporter, Natalie Silverman, has additional insight on the fate of Donald Trump returning to office. Natalie?
On Sunday, Republican frontrunner and former President Donald Trump revealed who he is considering as his potential running mate in the upcoming November election. While Mr. Trump announced that he's not planning to reveal his final pick anytime soon, he did disclose the 2 possible prospects to appear alongside him on the ticket. The first of these 2 is South Carolina Senator Tim Scott, the highest-ranking Black Republican GOP. Scott has endorsed Mr. Trump countless times in the past. The passing of the long-anticipated border security deal came to an unexpected failure for Democrats on Wednesday, as not enough votes were secured for legislation. The package, which would have aimed to reduce record-high crossings at the southern border and tighten an overwhelmed asylum system, seemingly failed after former President Donald Trump weighed in and told congressional Republicans to oppose the bill.
Just at the moment, we're going to secure the border and fund these other programs. Trump and the MAGA Republicans said no, because they're afraid of Donald Trump. Afraid of Donald Trump. Every day between now and November, the American people are going to know that the only reason the border is not secure is Donald Trump and his MAGA Republican friends. It's time for Republicans in the Congress to show a little courage.
The $118 billion package also included critical aid to Israel and Ukraine, with U.S. aid to Ukraine now at risk of ending completely. In the end, just 4 Republicans voted for it. Even Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, who himself helped to develop the package, voted against it. The bill, which was months in the making, is a devastating loss. The agreement would have marked the first comprehensive border security policy overhaul in decades and given the president far-reaching powers to tighten restrictions on unlawful border crossings. Concerns over immigration have become a top priority in this year's election campaign, with the failure of the bipartisan agreement becoming just its latest development. With Pitt to the Point, I'm political reporter Natalie Silberman. Donnie, Erin?
Thanks, Natalie. On Tuesday, Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro proposed a new state budget of $48.3 billion to increase funding for public transit and higher education.
Shapiro faces pressure to respond to last year's findings of Pennsylvania violating the constitutional rights of students in poorer districts. He plans to tax legalized marijuana and slot machines to place these tax dollars towards education, transit, and healthcare.
The Democrats will use $2 billion to offset new K-12 higher education spending. We asked our City Beat reporter, Haley Ryman, for more. Haley?
Thank you. Enrollment within the Pittsburgh public school system has been on the decline for many years. Recently, the school board voted on a resolution that could potentially help combat this issue. I had a chance to speak to Jean Walker, school board president and representative of District 9, about this resolution and steps moving forward.
When schools are under-enrolled and you have a lot of them like we do, it spreads your resources thin. The thinner you spread things, the harder it is for you to provide that high quality instruction that you want. And so we're dealing with both of those. And so the idea around consolidation is, how do you consolidate your resources in a way that allows you to then provide for our students the type of education that they believe they should have, and we believe they should have. So we've seen kind of a steady decline in enrollment, probably consistently for the last 15 to 17 years, maybe 20 years, but it's been going on for quite a while. I graduated from Pittsburgh Public Schools in the mid-90s. Enrollment has kind of been steadily decreasing ever since. I think there are a number of factors. When you think about how do you deal with financial issues, right? You think, how do we cut costs? Well, you cut costs by not having to spend $2 to $4 million on a particular building, even though there are some costs to owning the building that remain. But then the other is, how do you take those 15 or 20 staff, redistribute them to other buildings so that then those buildings then have more teachers, more administrators, more staff to be able to take also those kids that come with them and then be able to provide all of the basic essentials that we believe every school should have. Adequate number of staff to handle each grade level band. And so we have to think through both of those things. So not just the financial part, and we only do that through kind of that right sizing exercise.
The school district and school board are working to take steps in a positive direction, and while some adjustment is needed, with time, Walker is confident that they can accomplish something that will make people happy and give Pittsburgh children a great education. For Pitt to the Point, I'm City Beat reporter Haley Ryman. Donnie, Aaron?
Haley, the Pitt News continues to provide accurate and timely news to our campus and community.
This week, we are getting the inside scoop on a Pitt alum's short film that celebrates Black doctors in Pittsburgh, as well as a concert series in a central Oakland church. Let's take a look at their headlines.
Most Valuable Discovery, Foreign Language and Area Studies Scholarship sends students around the world. The Foreign Language and Area Studies program offers scholarships and grants to undergraduate and graduate students to study lesser-known languages. The year-long FLAS Fellowship for undergraduate students provides a tuition scholarship of up to $10,000 with a $5,000 stipend. Pitt alum's short film In Good Hands celebrates Black doctors in Pittsburgh. Pitt alum Yasmin Crawley wrote the short film In Good Hands, which sensationalizes the workday of a Black doctor in Pittsburgh. The stories told in the film are based on Dr. Owusu Ansah's memoir. The screening took place at the Center for Creativity last Thursday.
This film was written by a former Pitt student, and I've always wanted to write for film or TV eventually in the future. Being able to have the opportunity to talk to Yasmin, who was the one who wrote the film, was kind of one of the big reasons that I also wanted to take the story.
Post-Genre's first Atwood Church concert aims to transform the Oakland music scene. Last Saturday, Post-Genre hosted a 3-concert series in the church on Atwood in central Oakland. The Oakland-based music project hopes to make the church a permanent musical space for concertgoers, as it has not been regularly used in recent years.
Don't go anywhere. We are just getting started on our jam-packed show this morning. When we get back, find out more about how Google executives are teaching others to control the use of artificial intelligence and exciting updates on what this construction on campus will turn into.
Also, after just graduating last year, Katie Miller is working her way up in the world of sports and media. Stay tuned to hear how this alumni was motivated to further her education after her experiences here at Pitt. You may see her face on one of the biggest stages in sports this weekend. We'll be right back.
Is officially back and in the books.
Stefanski just shoots and he scores. They're the winningest team in Pittsburgh history.
Ball sent in. Sullivan, Pittsburgh, 1-0.
Great strike, Michael Sullivan.
Pittsburgh has a share of the ACC title in 2022.
The record set by Tony Dorsett has been broken by Israel Abanikanda here.
The Pitt Panthers are going into the next round for the first time in program history.
The University Store on 5th is more than a college bookstore. We are independently owned and operated by the university, and we've been that way for more than 100 years. The consistent campus support allows us to respond to the changing needs of our customers, provide personalized service and quality merchandise, support the university's initiatives, and represent Pitt with Panther pride.
The U-Store has all the course materials that you need. Whether you want to purchase or rent your books, or you're interested in digital materials, we can help.
Looking for the latest tech and accessories? We carry all the biggest brands. As an Apple authorized campus store, you will receive the best in educational pricing on your favorite Apple products. Plus, our repair center and student technical support are conveniently located in the store and are ready to get your tech back in working order.
Visit us to shop the latest Pitt apparel, school supplies, and the largest independent book selection in the city, all without leaving campus. And when it comes to services, visit the Center for Creativity, which offers members of the Pitt community a space to engage their hands and minds.
It's easy to shop online and pick up in store. We accept financial aid and Panther funds for your convenience. At the U-Store, we put pride in everything that we do so that you can put Panther pride in everything that you do. So stop by today and let us help you. Hail to Pitt!
Thanks for tuning back in to Pitt to the Point. Have you watched a story today that piques your curiosity? Want to find out more about what's going on in Pittsburgh? Then visit our website.
That's right. If you want to find out more about the world of politics, medicine, business and technology, and more, log on to pittothepoint.com. Not only can you see clips from today's show, but you can also read about the topics that interest you and go to all of our social media. Check it out at pittothepoint.com.
Exactly. Check us out on all of our social media platforms, from Instagram, TikTok, and you guessed it, Facebook.
They are all under the name Pitt to the Point. You'll see your favorite anchor duo on there for the next 2 weeks, as well as behind-the-scenes footage from our crew.
Artificial intelligence continues to make more of an impact online and in our academic lives.
An AI Learning Summit took place last Friday, February 2nd, right here in Pittsburgh. Our business and tech reporter, Kayla Pattison, has more knowledge on how AI is coming full circle back to our city. Kayla?
A week ago today, the AI Learning Summit was held. This yearly national conference was hosted in Pittsburgh and was an all-day event that held a space to educate and share ideas for AI. AI intelligence has exponentially grown to be an integral part of business functions, especially data. Although the capabilities to some may be scary, it holds unlimited possibilities.
This national summit took place at the Sheraton Hotel at Station Square in Pittsburgh, right in front of the Duquesne Incline, looking over the city skyline. Many speakers were at the summit representing the businesses they work for and sharing their perspective. Talking solo at the podium or in panels, discussions were fostered and spread. Even the president of the Pittsburgh Technology Council was there to share. Our fellow Pitt alum, Ben Schmidt, who is the CEO of Roadbotics, was at the summit sharing his knowledge of AI and its road assistance. Carolyn Yudzik, Google Cloud's AI director, and many other people in attendance wanted to figure out a way to understand AI in order to use it more effectively.
The idea here is that we can try to help by using some of these more advanced AI techniques to give governments better tools so they can make better decisions, they can help citizens like all of us.
This AI summit held in Pittsburgh creates a full circle for the city because this region is getting recognized for its trailblazing advancements for AI in the overall technology sector. Carnegie Mellon invented AI in the 1950s and have only improved on their prototype to take the world by storm. Today, CMU continues their AI innovation with multiple labs all over their campus. I got to visit the AI robotics lab in Carnegie's business building that houses robots powered by AI. This space of innovation was inspiring and a showcase to the future. I got to sit down with a master's robotics student to learn more about AI, specifically how it uses and generates data.
When generally AI model gets trained, so they use a lot of data that's already there in the internet, or they create data or they curate data from some other resources.
Therefore, the amount of data that any business has depends on the storage it can hold and the amount of data it can access to generate from. Being said, AI is only as accurate from the quality and quantity of data it can train from. AI is a machine, but it still requires the assistance of humans to be precise. AI is a large tool in corporations and plays a major role in our everyday lives. Artificial intelligence has quite literally taken the world by storm. For Pitt to the Point business and technology reporter, I am Kayla. I turn to Pitt beat reporter Simon Krasner. Simon?
Pitt will be installing more electric vehicle charging stations to some areas on campus. These locations haven't been confirmed yet, but they're expected to be installed in March or April of 2024. There's been a lot of tension and stuff from Pitt, and the students and faculty are expecting to get a lot more electric vehicle charging stations because of the increased ownership of electric vehicles.
According to the Director of Mobility at Pitt, Jonathan Pearson, there has been high demand for electric vehicle chargers on campus. With the quantity of hybrid and fully electric vehicles increasing rapidly, Pitt has confirmed that they will listen to these demands by installing more chargers around campus starting in March 2024. This past November, Schenley Garage gained 8 additional chargers. After this most recent installation, Pitt officially has 50 electric vehicle chargers on campus. In addition to Schenley Garage, there are charging stations in Soldiers and Sailors Garage, Power Garage, Assembly Building Garage, Meade Street Lot, and Residence on Bigelow. With electric vehicle ownership increasing among students and faculty, more chargers have been requested to accommodate any future need. Panther Hollow, the Information Sciences Lot, and the U Lot on Pitt's upper campus are potential locations for additional chargers. These new chargers have intended installation of March or April 2024. According to the World Health Organization, there has been rapid changes with the climate and atmosphere, and one of the most important ways to preserve the healthy environment is by using electric vehicles rather than gas-powered cars. With electric vehicles gaining more popularity and companies coming out with new environmentally friendly designs, Pitt continues to provide for students in a way that also helps to limit carbon emissions.
The confirmation of the charging stations should be released soon by Pitt, so if you own an electric vehicle, make sure to be on the lookout for them. There's a lot to look forward to for the bright future at Pitt. For Pitt to the Point, I'm Pitt Beat reporter Simon Krasner. Donnie, Aaron?
Thank you, Simon. Well, Donnie, I think there might be a light at the end of the tunnel on all of this construction on campus.
Yes, that's right. Pitt New Recreational Center is well underway and is set to be finished in the upcoming school year.
We turn to our Medical Minute reporter, Morgan Wilfong, for more updates. Morgan?
Thanks, Aaron. The University of Pittsburgh has a new campus recreation and wellness center on the way. Planning started in 2019 and much progress has been made since then. Their focus is keeping the students mentally and physically healthy while also creating a sense of community to keep them connected. The University of Pittsburgh started building a new campus recreation and wellness center. Sustainability, connectivity, and improved infrastructure are just a few highlights of the new wellness center. This new center sits across from the Swanson School of Engineering, where the old Learning Research and Development Center used to stand. The two main recreational centers on campus include the Burial Rec Center at the Peterson Event Center and the William Pitt Union Gym on the 3rd floor. The planning started in February of 2019, and the new center is hoped to be finished during the 2024 to 2025 school year. Some of the new amenities include basketball courts, jogging track, swimming pools, and a stress-free zone. Recreation areas, fitness areas, yoga and meditation studios. Additionally, there will be a game lounge and an esports area. There's also a rock climbing wall. There will also be an outdoor pursuits rental center with tents, backpacks, sleeping bags, and other gear. There are several multi-purpose rooms and cycling studios. It will also include gender-neutral and traditional locker rooms. There will also be multiple healthy options for quick and healthy on-the-go food, such as smoothies, a poke bar, local chefs, and nutritionists. This new center sits just a road down from the Pitt. There are a lot of high hopes for the new Campus Recreation and Wellness Center. The project hopes to be done by the 2024-2025 school year for the use of students and staff. For more information, other resources, and to see the progress being made, check out the Wellness Center's website. For Pitt to the Point, I'm medical reporter Morgan Wilfong. Donnie, Aaron?
Thank you so much, Morgan. I'm so excited to see the new rec center. Make sure to refill your coffee and get right back in your seat because we have much more to share with you this morning.
After the break, we'll be discussing a big achievement from a women's basketball player and get a sneak peek into our spring sports teams whose seasons are right around the corner.
Also, high school hoops are in and it's senior night already. As a former basketball player, I remember my own senior night just 2 years ago.
That's right, Aaron. When we return, we have a heartwarming scene where West Mifflin Sr. was carried off in the court one last time.
We are the University of Pittsburgh, forged in a blue-collar city with gold standards, where innovators, researchers, thinkers, and healers are always reaching for new heights. There is no limit to what we can accomplish when we put our minds, our hands, our soul, and spirit toward it. Here, progress is always in progress. Hail to Pitt. Proud partner. We are the University of Pittsburgh, forged in a blue-collar city with gold standards, where innovators, researchers, thinkers, and healers are always reaching for new heights. There is no limit to what we can accomplish when we put our minds, our hands, our soul, and spirit toward it. Here, progress is always in progress. Hail to Pitt. Proud partner.
They come here, forged in the spirit of change, pushing to answer the questions, and then questioning the answers, embracing each challenge as fuel for reinventing the world. Because here, leadership, courage, creativity, innovation, and progress are always in progress. The University of Pittsburgh, forge ahead.
Well, for a weekend in February, I am shocked because the weather is looking so nice.
I know, Aaron. Today will be a high of 59 degrees and sunny. Saturday, we will see a high of 58 and a low of 40 degrees, followed by a chillier Sunday of 46 with a low of 37 degrees.
I guess Phil was right last week because it's looking like an early spring. If this is February weather, I can't wait for March.
I'm super excited for some sun. Thanks again, Phil.
Well, our new segment here on Pitt to the Point, Crossing Over at Pitt, is in full swing, and we are back for a second week.
This week, we are crossing from the Department of Physics over to computer engineering to learn more about quantum computing.
Pitt PhD student Evan McKinney transformed into a quantum computing major through his studies. He now helps design the next generation of experiments by analyzing design choices against classical computer design tools. Let's take a look.
Hello, my name is Evan McKinney. I'm a third-year PhD student. I study superconducting quantum computer architecture here in the computer engineering department. In this type of lab, we study superconducting quantum computing, which means that the very small pieces that we use to build up the quantum computer are these superconducting circuits, which live in the bottom of these dilution refrigerators. Being able to learn about each other's fields has become so important as quantum computing is less of pure experimental work and is now trying to become more practical engineering work as we're trying to actually build a quantum computer that can do something.
This is one of the 4 big quantum machines that we have. It's what we call the snail module. So inside there are 4 qubits with a central coupler in between so we can exchange information between everything, temperatures we work at, and we just try to minimize as much loss as possible. For quantum computing, the big demon is just losses of any kind.
The maturity of the quantum computing research is now at a point where the physicists don't have to work in isolation. They can start bringing in computer scientists and say, hey, we're getting to the point where we're actually having algorithms that can run.
This week for our Alumni Spotlight segment, we are highlighting a very young Pitt alum.
Yes, Katie Miller, who just graduated last spring as a double major in communications and film and media, a broadcasting student just like us, is now studying at the Newhouse School at Syracuse University. Take a look as she shares her upcoming opportunity this weekend and reflects on her time at Pitt that set her up for future success.
So my name is Katie Miller. I actually just graduated from Pitt last year. I was a double major in film and media studies and communications. I had a minor in French and a certificate in television and broadcast arts. My time at Pitt, I had lots of different leadership positions, lots of different extracurricular activities, internships. I interned for the Pitt women's basketball team for 2 years, interned with the Pittsburgh Pirates for 1 season, and I worked for the NHL last year as a live social contributor. And that kind of jump-started me into wanting to pursue higher education and getting my master's degree. So now here I'm at Syracuse at the Newhouse School of Public Communications, and I'm getting my master's in public relations here. I would say at Pitt, anything with Kevin. That kind of set me up for success. You were doing the right things. But I think anything with him, even though I'm not in broadcasting now, kind of my time with the ACC network at Pitt and working there as like a production assistant, just kind of helping with scoreboard shows, really anything I could do, kind of showed me the value of hard work. And like, even though I knew that from the day one, that wasn't what I wanted to do full time for the rest of my life, it still helped me, introduce me to the right people, showed me kind of how it works behind the scenes, which really helped now in like the sports social sphere where I want to head. That's where I've been applying recently. It's still in sports, obviously, but covering social media. I'd love to stay in the creative field if I'm able to, but kind of doing the whole strategy behind social media is where my wheelhouse is for sure. I feel like just surrounding yourself with the right people. Pitt definitely gave me the great support system and a great group of people to lean on and to ask questions, but also to like cheer me on in my successes.
Despite Pitt's basketball student section, known as the Oakland Zoo, breaking records for attendance numbers at men's basketball games, the women's team is not getting the same love.
Let's turn it over to our Pitt sports reporter, Risa Campbell, for more on the inconsistency of the fan base. Risa?
Over the many seasons of Pitt women's basketball, the team has faced many highs and lows as one athlete, Leah King, recorded her 1,000th career point this past Sunday against Notre Dame, making her the 21st member of the Pitt's 1,000-point club. However, the team has been facing many obstacles due to the lack of fan base attendance within the Oakland Zoo. Let's take a look at what Leah assistant coach Ty Morgenthaler, and a member of the Oakland Zoo have to say on why the student fan base has been lacking support for women's basketball.
My teammates having confidence in me. It's not just me making plays for myself. It's my teammates putting the ball in my hands. It's nice scoring 1,000 points, but as my coach said, it's nowhere. It can't stop right here. Can't stop here. I gotta try and reach for 2,000 now. But it's definitely a nice accolade. I would say we're definitely not where we want to be, but everything is a learning curve. We're a new team and we're young.
We have to do a good job of getting out and connecting with the fans and connecting with the student body. And, we've just had so much on our plate this year to really take care of everything.
I think it's a two-way street. I think we have to do our parts, by putting on a show for our fans, playing the right way, playing hard, playing tough.
What's hard is women's sports is a whole other different ball field than men's historically, and just it's sad that the fact is women's teams don't have the same following and recognition that men's teams get.
Win or lose, the Oakland Zoo will be there for the guy. To play at home, you should have home court advantage, right? And so home court advantage is so big because, again, you have your people around you, you have your supporters, your fans around you. And when that's not there, sometimes it's hard to play games because it's kind of like we're at a neutral site.
They obviously, if they're winning, we should be there to support them. And even if they're not, we should be there to support them. They're our teams.
We know that, they're going to support us and, we got to do our part, and I know they'll do their part as well.
Make sure to show out for this passionate team as Pitt women's basketball looks to play North Carolina State at the 17th annual Pink the Pete game to raise awareness for breast cancer. The first 500 fans will receive a free t-shirt as well as a PlayStation 5 giveaway. So come out and show your pink pride this Sunday, February 11th at 12 p.m. here at the Peterson Event Center. In other news, today is an exciting day for women's lacrosse as its third season within the ACC officially begins. For the 2023 season, the Panthers ended with a 4-13 record and no wins in conference play, leading to the Panthers' loss in the first round of the ACC tournament. Pitt women's lacrosse looks to build a legacy as they have many returning players, as well as fresh athletes looking to make history. So come stop by today as the Panthers look to play Duquesne at 4 p.m. at Highmark Stadium. Lacrosse is not the only sport that begins their season today, as Pitt softball also kicks off their season with many changes being made from the previous. While Pitt softball sees a return of a few key impact players, new Pitt softball head coach Jenny Allard is excited to lead a team of motivated athletes and is determined to make history within Pitt softball. The team ended the 2023 season with a 24-25 record and is feeling more ready than ever in hopes of succeeding throughout the ACC. Take a look at their schedule and make sure to view their season opener as the Panthers look to play Memphis at 4:30 p.m. in the LSU Invitational. From Pitt to the Point, I'm Pitt sports reporter Risa Campbell. And now we turn to our city sports reporter, Megan O'Connell. Megan.
Thanks, Risa. Pittsburgh native Sky Moore, wide receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs, prepares to represent Western Pennsylvania in the championship showdown. Hailing from New Kensington, Pennsylvania, and a product of Shadyside Academy, Moore grew up in the heart of Steelers Nation. As a standout player for Western Michigan University, Moore was selected in the 2022 NFL Draft and wasted no time making an impact in the league.
I just feel like I'm a playmaker. You give me the ball, I'm a playmaker. Might not look the prettiest all the time, but I'm gonna do what needs to get done. From last season to this season, I got more explosive, more like I probably got a little faster. My receiver coach, he always says you have a toolbox of what you can do, and I just wanted to keep adding to my toolbox and going down there and training with the other top guys. It just added to my toolbox, and I feel like I was able to take that and translate it to the field.
In anticipation of Super Bowl 58, the San Francisco 49ers gear up to face off against the Kansas City Chiefs this Sunday. Steel City is buzzing with connections to the big game, such as Ray McLeod III, the 49ers wide receiver. In other news, a recent announcement has captured the attention of faithful Steelers fans. Le'Veon Bell, former All-Pro running back, who spent 5 years with the Pittsburgh Steelers, recently revealed that he may be considering a comeback, although with a caveat, eyeing only to return to Steel City. Bell's tenure with the Steelers was marked by impressive statistics, including 5,336 rushing yards, 35 touchdowns, and 3 Pro Bowl appearances. However, his departure in 2018 due to a contract dispute left many fans disheartened, as Bell had expressed a desire to retire as a Steeler. As the Steelers contemplate their running back options with Najee Harris and Jalen Warren currently leading the charge, Bell's potential return adds an intriguing layer to the team's offseason plans.
Can I go out there and really play again? And bro, I'm telling y'all right now, when I go out there and train in March, and if I hit April, and I make the decision to come back to play in the NFL again, mark my words down, I will be better than I ever was, ever. And I will only come back for that one team. Y'all know who it is. I don't gotta say no teammate.
Charlie Partridge, Pitt's defensive coach, is set to embark on a new chapter in his coaching career as he's accepted a position with the Indianapolis Colts in the NFL. During his tenure at Pitt, spanning over the course of 12 seasons, where he played an instrumental role in recruiting top-tier defensive prospects and shaping the program's success. And as of last night, Cam Hayward, Pittsburgh Steelers defensive lineman, was recognized for his community and charitable endeavors. Hayward was named the 2023 Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year at the NFL Honors from the Resorts World Theater in Las Vegas. For Pitt to the Point, I'm City Sports reporter Megan O'Connell. Donnie, Aaron.
Thanks, Megan. I know you're still watching. Well, when we get back, we are talking Valentine's Day plans and checking in on our regional campus of Greensburg and how they are giving back to their community.
I don't know about you, Donnie, but I think this year might be more of a Galentine's Day for me. Also, a lot went down last Sunday at the Grammys as a big name in pop music made a huge announcement. I don't know if you've heard of her, Donnie. Does the name Taylor Swift ring a bell?
I think I might have heard a song of hers before. Find out more on her big week ahead when we come back.
So one inventive tool that the University of Pittsburgh has is Pitt Funds Me. So Pitt Funds Me is for outside scholarships that you can review and apply for as well. There's 8,000 plus scholarships on that website. These scholarships have been vetted as good and reliable resources, so you can guarantee that these are not resources that are trying to steal money or trying to scam you in any way. Any student has access to this, even admitted students who have not deposited yet. When you go into your my.pitt.edu, you'll want to search in the Ask Kathy box, Pitt Funds Me, and make sure instead of an S in Pitt Funds Me, you're going to put a $sign. That will allow you to go into the portal to be able to look at all the outside scholarship opportunities that fit your specific profile. They will ask several questions. You do not have to answer all questions or any questions if you don't want to, but the more questions you answer, the more opportunities that become available to you to apply.
They come here, forged in the spirit of change, pushing to answer the questions and then questioning the answers, embracing each challenge as fuel for reinventing the world. Because here, leadership, courage, creativity, innovation, and progress are always in progress. The University of Pittsburgh, forge a
We are the University of Pittsburgh, forged in a blue-collar city with gold standards, where innovators, researchers, thinkers, and healers are always reaching for new heights. There is no limit to what we can accomplish when we put our minds, our hands, our soul and spirit to it. Here, progress is always in progress. Hail to Pitt, proud partner of the ACC.
Thanks for tuning back into Pitt to the Point. Have you watched a story today that piques your curiosity? Want to find out more about what's going on in Pittsburgh? Then visit our website.
That's right. If you want to find out more about the world of politics, medicine, business, and technology, and more, log on to pittothepoint.com. Not only can you see clips from today's show, but you can also read about the topics that interest you and go to all of our social media. Check it out at pittothepoint.com.
Exactly. Check us out on all of our social media platforms, from Instagram, TikTok, and you've guessed it, Facebook.
They're all under the name Pitt to the Point. You'll see your favorite anchor duo on there for the next 2 weeks, as well as behind-the-scenes footage from our crew. Whether you're single or spending next Wednesday with a special someone, there are so many fun things to do in Pittsburgh for Valentine's Day.
Our entertainment reporter, Claire Donnellan, has more on this and Taylor Swift's trip from her concert across the world to the Super Bowl.
The Grammy Award show was this past weekend, and the title for Best Album went to Taylor Swift. She received 14 Grammys in total now, and that really raises her in the rankings for Grammy history, as well as solidifying her status. Upon accepting the award on stage, she decided to make a big reveal. She announced the title of her upcoming album, The Tortured Poets Department. With this big announcement, it adds an extra layer of excitement for her fans worldwide. Speaking of the Swifties, not only are they anxious, but Super Bowl fans are also anxious for February 11th.
Taylor Swift will be finishing a performance on the night of the 10th at the Tokyo Dome in Japan. From there, she will immediately board a non-stop flight to Las Vegas to attempt to make it in time to see her boyfriend and NFL star, Travis Kelce. A flight of that distance can range between 12.5 to 13.5 hours. Fans rooting for their love story can only hope for a punctual series of events to take place. Her chaotic countdown continues.
Speaking of countdowns, Valentine's Day is right around the corner, coming up next Wednesday on the 14th, and Pittsburgh is gearing up to celebrate. With so many special events, there's something for everyone, whether you're coupled up or flying solo. Iron City Boulders will be hosting a climbing event for Student Rush. There'll be discounted day passes, as well as food, games, and of course, plenty of climbing. Then you can head over to Spirit PGH for a Battle of the Couples event. This is a great opportunity for a buffet, as well as live music and a chance to create lasting memories. There will be a Valentine's Day rave hosted at the Forge Urban Winery, and it is presented by Spring Alternative. They're giving away neon party favors, as well as hosting a bunch of live DJs to have sets of music for you to dance the night away. I love the title of this next one. There's a Last Chance for a Valentine event. This is a chance for singles to go mingle in person if they're tired of swiping online. It'll be at Coupe de Ville, and there'll be lots of fun games, food, and a chance to win prizes at the end. Finally, you can't forget the kids. There's a great opportunity. You can join Southside Kids in spreading love this Valentine's Day with a DIY bouquet kit. You can go pick it up on East Carson Street and then have a fun craft with your children. From climbing new heights to making a fun craft with your kids, there's plenty to do this Valentine's Day. So there'll be sure to be fun ways to celebrate love. For Pitt to the Point, I'm entertainment reporter Claire Donnellan. Donnie, Aaron.
Thank you so much, Claire. One of our regional campuses, Pitt Greensburg, has provided everything from food pantries to free career closets to help fight food and clothing insecurity.
Our regional campus reporter, Lily Peters, has more on the actions taken at Greensburg to give back to their local community.
Thank you. Thank you, Donnie. Now, unfortunately, a lot of college students struggle to pay for even the necessities. Pitt Greensburg has a number of programs to help combat these food and clothing insecurities. The program offers many fresh produce for all students for free and a free clothing closet for all students to enjoy. And if you need a winter jacket, they got a winter clothing drive for you too.
Pitt Greensburg has been taking much initiative to combat food insecurity among its campus. Greensburg has started many programs such as a mobile market that comes and brings fresh food and little pantries that provide non-perishable foods for students and the community.
3 years ago, the then Dean of Students, Rick Fogel, and I came up with a plan to create these little food pantries. And that was really important. We recognized that food insecurity was an issue for some of our students.
So I have seen a lot of students at different college campuses that say they have not even held fresh fruits and veggies in over a year. And so they have an opportunity to get it and to get it for free.
Students remain completely anonymous when taking food, so they can take whatever they need worry-free.
The only tracking we do of these food banks is, are they empty? All right, we put more in. We don't know who took from it.
Not only is Pitt Greensburg providing food, but it's also fighting against clothing insecurity. Greensburg has a career closet where students can borrow professional clothing and a winter coat drive administered by Roland Woods. He has more.
Thought instead of asking a student whether they needed a coat, because we found that to be a little more personable, we decided to just start a drive.
The best thing about these programs is that students, faculty, and the community all volunteer for them.
So at the food bank, we often have students go to the warehouse. Some of the little free food pantries that we have on campus, sometimes our students, faculty, and staff are primarily they are the ones stocking those pantries.
Amazing what the programs had to offer for Pitt Greensburg students. For more information on all of the wonderful things Pitt Greensburg provides, visit greensburg.pitt.edu. From Pitt to the Point, I'm Regional Campus Reporter Lily Peters. Aaron? Donnie?
Thanks, Lily. Once we're back, we have something you wouldn't want to miss. We are going to let you know how you can burn off some steam after classes with this club on campus.
Wow, Donnie, I'm learning more and more each week with these clubs. I might have to check my schedule because I kind of want in.
This club seems a little famous too. They received a shout out from the
Success
one
in the
and
sport,
only Connor McGregor.
and now it's
And I
making me
hope
want
you
to
can
like
guess
feel
what
it
kind of
again.
club
After
this
you've
is by
shown
now.
enough skill,
But
you
you
would
won't
want
know more
to
until
express
we
to one of the
return.
officers.
We'll be learning how to kick, hook, and jab on this next segment of Pitt to the Point.
We are the University of Pittsburgh, forged in a blue-collar city with gold standards, where innovators, researchers, thinkers, and healers are always reaching for new heights. There is no limit to what we can accomplish when we put our minds, our hands, our soul, and spirit toward it. Here, progress is always in progress. Hail to Pitt, proud partner of the ACC.
Officially back and in the books.
Stefanski just shoots and he scores. They're the winningest team in Pittsburgh history.
Ball sent in. Sullivan, Pittsburgh, 1-0. Great strike, Michael Sullivan. Pittsburgh has a share of the ACC title in 2022.
The record set by Tony Dorsett has been broken by Israel Abanikanda here.
The Pitt Panthers are going into the next round for the first time in program history.
We are the University of Pittsburgh, forged in a blue-collar city with gold standards, where innovators, researchers, thinkers, and healers are always reaching for new heights. There is no limit to what we can accomplish when we put our minds, our hands, our soul, and spirit toward it. Here, progress is always in progress. Hail to Pitt, proud partner of the ACC.
Welcome back. It's time to check out one of our many student organizations here on campus.
This week for our Clubbing at Pitt segment, we are highlighting the Mixed Martial Arts Club.
They practice various forms of martial arts and have even competed in competitions. To top it off, one of their members has even received a shout out from a famous MMA fighter. Let's take a jab at this club.
The Mixed Martial Arts Club is a recreational club here at Pitt, and we like to practice a variety of martial arts like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Muay Thai, and we also combine them together in our MMA practices, and we practice in the Trees lower multi-purpose room in the evenings. After you've shown enough skill and you would want to express to one of the officers or me that you'd want to compete, and I would tell you to come to some of the comp practices, see how your skills match up with some of our other people in the comp team, and then I will contact the promotion and we'll get you in touch and we'll get you a matchup. After its first competition, clubs expanded through a lot of news notoriety, a lot of social media buzz. Energy in the room has changed, a lot more intensity from our comp team, and people in the room wanting to be on the comp team and looking to compete as well.
It felt like a dream come true because, I mean, he was like my biggest inspiration in this sport. Like, growing up, it was me and my dad. Like, we'd stay up until like 1 a.m. just to watch his fights. And he was like my idol. Like, he made the sport look so beautiful. And like, he's had so much skill and like charisma. And honestly, I wanted to be just like him. And so knowing that he like watched just even a little bit of my fight, it just like re-inspired me in this sport. The shout out definitely made me take the club and mixed martial arts as a whole more seriously. Like, you know, I tasted some success in the sport and now it's making me want to like feel it again. So I'm training harder definitely, and I'm thinking more about how to better myself in MMA.
It was an extra special senior night for the men's basketball team at West Mifflin High School. Senior Ricky Rivera, a student at West Mifflin with Down syndrome, got the chance to check into the game with a few minutes left.
Ricky went on to score multiple baskets as West Mifflin came out on top. As time ran out, his teammates carried him off the court in celebration.
Ricky's dad, Salvador, spoke about the moment as he said, "It was his last year playing, and he actually got to play a couple games and make a couple shots. It was really memorable for him." Ricky's parents hope this inspires other kids to get involved and participate. If you want to find out more about the world of politics, medicine, business, and technology, and more, log on to pittothepoint.com. Not only can you see clips from today's show, but you can also read about the topics that interest you and go to all of our social media. Check it out at pittothepoint.com.
Exactly. Check us out on all of our social media platforms, from Instagram, TikTok, and again, you've guessed it, Facebook.
They're all under the name Pitt to the Point. You'll see your favorite anchor duo on there for the next 2 weeks, as well as behind-the-scenes footage from our crew. Don't forget, Pitt to the Point airs every Friday morning at 8 a.m. on the University of Pittsburgh website, as well as Pitt to the Point website.
You can also watch a re-air of the show on Saturday morning at 10:30 on CBSN. That's KDK's TV streaming platform. Make sure you all tune in.
Well, Donnie, I think we've covered pretty much everything. This brings us to the end of today's show and our second week back at Pitt to the Point. We can't thank you all enough for tuning in and spending your Friday morning with us.
It's been yet another great week here, and don't worry, you still get to see Aaron and I here for another 2 weeks.
That's right, and I wouldn't want to be anchoring this amazing show with anyone else. What are you up to this weekend, Donnie?
Well, after seeing the weather forecast, I know I'm going to be spending a lot of time outside soaking up all of that sun.
Me too. It's been so nice to see everyone on campus out of hibernation and filling up the lawns from Shenley Park to Soldiers and Sailors. The vibes are just so good.
And how about those Galentine's plans, Aaron? Am I invited?
Of course. I think the day calls for some good baking and rom-coms. There's really nothing better to do with your best friends.
Okay, well, I'm definitely in. We hope you tune in next Friday for another week of Pitt to the Point. And once again, I'm Donnie Blackwell.
And I'm Erin Clark. Pitt to the Point is your #1 news source for all things happening at Pitt, all the way to the point. See you next time.